We've seen it happen to Taylor Swift, and we've seen it with Kesha that the music industry can be ruthless for women. There are dodgy contracts and sometimes basically ruining people's careers when execs shot them down from the top to go in MIA. Do you remember the teen singer Jojo? She's another victim of the music industry who went through legal battles with her label and won. Now she's coming back with new music and talks about what she had to experience to get back on her feet. Did her label force her to starve herself? What did she turn to cope with her issues? Keep watching to find out how Jojo is still standing after the label almost ruined her career and life. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to Curious Sips and press the little bell icon to stay up to date with our content. Are you one of those people who wondered what the hell happened to Jojo, the singer who was one of the top artists in the early 2000s? Unless you're too young to remember her, she had hit songs such as Leave, Get Out, and Too Little Too Late, and at 13, she became the youngest solo artist in Billboard history to have a #1 hit. But after her massive success, her career was at a standstill for more than 7 years, and it's all because of her old label. She spent almost a decade in a legal battle with the company that signed her when she was just 12 years old, and at the time, she thought that she was about to live out her biggest dream. Jojo's real name is Joanna Noelle Levesque, and she was born on December 20th of 1990. She was raised in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and since she was 6 years old, she knew that she wanted to be a star. That's why she took part in the singing competitions at local talent shows, but what changed her life forever was what happened in 2003. She competed on a TV show, America's Most Talented Kids, and even though she lost, she was approached by the producer Vincent Herbert, who was ready to sign her. And that's what happened in the end, but the girl had no idea what she had gotten herself into. So by the way, just a tip, always read what you sign and do your research if you can. So recently Jojo, who's now 29, released a short documentary and revealed the lengths she went through in order to satisfy her former record label. And as I've already said, when she was 12, Jojo and her mom agreed to sign her first contract with Blackground Records. She must have been very excited because the founder was Aaliyah's uncle. He started the label for her because she was so young that nobody would sign her. So obviously hearing that made Aaliyah an icon, and Jojo and her mom were really interested in signing with them. They felt really comfortable with Blackground, and it was almost like they were family, and probably that was the mistake. To Jojo and her mom Diana, Blackground was like the family that they really wanted deep down. It's because they came from a very unstable family situation, and the company made the impression that they were creating something that was going to last forever. After they moved from LA to New Jersey and signed a 7-album deal, the label got them a car and an apartment. What this young girl didn't know was that Blackground almost didn't exist. They lost their distribution rights and they were being sued left and right. In the first few months after signing, Jojo started hearing horror stories from other artists who used to be signed to the label. That was the first red flag. Then the employees who worked at the company started warning her, so they decided to look into the history of the company, and they were like, damn, what did we get ourselves into? With Blackground, Jojo released 2 of her albums, the self-titled Jojo and the High Road, but besides doing music, she decided to try acting. She got 2 major roles, the first in Aquamarine opposite Emma Roberts and Sarah Paxton in The RV alongside Robin Williams. That's when trouble started. Because the label couldn't monetize on her acting deals, they refused to release Jojo's new music, and 3rd album was almost ready. The situation was so toxic that the girl had to fire her mom as her manager because she was scared that the situation was gonna kill her if she continued to be in the industry. How hard it must have been for her. They were in this together since the start. At one point, Jojo started thinking that the label was punishing her because of her appearance. She recalled how when she was 18, she had a meeting with the president of Blackground, and he said that they wanted her to look as healthy as possible. That's when she was like, I'm actually the picture of health. I look like a healthy girl who eats and is active. I don't really think this is about my health. I think you just want me to be really skinny. And that's what it was. They just didn't want to say it straight away, or to her face. So Jojo started working with a nutritionist who put her on a 500-calorie diet a day, and then she was taking injections to suppress her appetite. That's when her thinking changed and she was like, let me see how thin I could become, because maybe then they will put out an album. Maybe I'm so disgusting that nobody wants to see me in the video. But when nothing changed, she turned to drugs and alcohol as a way to feel pretty and worthy. She said that there were nights that she would make out with whoever and she would stumble out of clubs and she would black out. She basically lived on the edge, and it was as bad as that, and she said that she shouldn't even be alive. What gave her the strength to fight was the fact that her own father battled addiction and passed away in 2015, and she didn't want to end up like this. That's why she decided to take legal action against the record label to be released from her contract. They settled in 2009, and Jojo said that she didn't get any money, damages, or anything like that. All she got was freedom, and she just walked away being able to sign a new record contract. And because her fans wanted new music, she independently released 2 mixtapes, Can't Take That Away From Me and Agape. In 2014, she signed with Atlantic Records, and in 2016, she released her 3rd studio album, Mad Love, which became her 3rd top 10 record on the Billboard 200. A year after that, she left Atlantic and founded her own label, Clover Music. That's where she re-recorded her first 2 albums and singles that were owned by Blackground and finally put them on streaming services. Right now, she's preparing to drop her next LP titled Good to Know, which is set to be released this spring. As she said, this journey has been a journey of learning how to love herself, and she feels really lucky and grateful for the longevity that she has. Now all she wants is to create a life of legacy for herself. I'm honestly so happy that Jojo is back. So were you guys a fan of her back in the day? Or are you waiting for her new music? What do you think of the treatment that Jojo got from her old label? Or why do you think that female artists are treated like that? Let's talk about it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with Curious Sips. And remember to leave a thumbs up and share the video with your friends to let them know that Jojo is back. See you next time!